All right, and here are the lists themselves. Timer starting right now, 75 minutes in the top 4 semifinals match here at the Walker Classic 2017. On your left and on top, we have Jim Frank with a scattered deployment of Zeta Leader with Juke and Com Relay. Scimitar Squilot with homing Scimitar Squadron Pilot messing up already with homing missiles and extra munitions.
Real quick to any viewers out there who are in the habit of making alternate art cards,
Scimitar Squilot with a picture of Asa, please.
Squilot.
Tempest Squadron Pilot with cruise missiles, accuracy corrector, guidance chips, and the X1 title. Delta Squadron Pilot with the TIE X7 title. On Darrell's side, what do we got?
We have Colonel Vessery with Trick Shot Ion Cannon and the TIE D title. We have Countess Riad with Push the Limit Twin Ion Engine Mark II and TIE X7. And Omega Cheater with Juke and Com Relay.
A very powerful list there. Normally we would see something like 2 X7 TIE Defenders, but the Ion Cannon giving Darrell, I think, an excellent amount of control over some generic ships like this. Able to get him, because the Defenders aren't a super subtle ship.
No, not at all. They're very predictable ships. I see a lot of people say that you should always fly X7 Defenders. I see a lot of X7 Vesseries, but I think TIE D is really where he shines.
I mean, for sure. I think it's just the survivability and consistency that X7 give you that people really enjoy. However, I do think that the TIE D, when flown well, and hopefully we'll be able to see a well-flown Colonel Vessery Ion Cannon right over here, because that, I think, is absolutely the most powerful archetype of those TIE Defenders. And indeed, we see Jim Frank here kind of spreading out. He's got a very interesting deployment here. I think his challenge is going to be bringing all of those disparate arcs and ships together as one force.
Yeah, absolutely. But he seems to have a very meticulous placement that
he does.
He has some plan that I, as a non-player of this archetype, just don't see yet.
Is there, on Darrell, like putting ourselves into Darrell's mind here, is there something over there in Jim's bag of tricks that he should be gunning for first?
Well, I think a big thing with Jim's list and its layout is that it's almost designed to have them gun after Zeta Leader, because a lot of people's mind goes, oh, that's the ace, kill the ace first.
Right.
Clearly the ace is the centerpiece. But I think that TIE Advanced or that TIE Bomber are going to be your biggest problem.
I actually would agree with you. They have the biggest propensity for spike damage there, and the TIE Bomber is also really easy. It doesn't have lightweight frame, so the TIE Bomber is easy to pour damage into really quickly.
Yeah, the TIE Bomber is a very easy target here. The other thing, though, is to be cognizant of that X7 Defender, where Darrell kind of has an interesting advantage there, where he is also flying Defenders, but an X7 Defender, personally, is not something I want to get caught in a one-on-one duel with.
No, absolutely not. However, Darrell does have a superior X7 Defender in Countess Riad, who is absolutely spectacular. But
exactly, which I think gives Darrell a very unique target acquisition order against this list.
So let's start here as we see Omega Leader screaming in 5 straight with one of our giveaways. We're going to give away, let's get a showcase up in the dice cam of a Whisper alternate art card provided by our very own Braden Jeffs of the Gaffey Garage here in Colorado. We're going to be giving this away to the first person that answers our trivia question correctly. Now, this is going to be Star Wars trivia, so listen in here. Isn't that art beautiful?
It's gorgeous. I've been honestly considering grabbing them and running all day. Also important,
what do we got? So we're going to be giving away, also with this giveaway, a 3 straight template for Walker Classic that says Walker Classic on it, that you've been seeing all day in the stream, with each one of these card giveaways. So
so will we be giving those to the first person or to the second?
To the second person. So the first person to answer the question correctly will get the card. The second person to post up in the chat with that correct answer will get the template. And I'll be monitoring both the Twitch and YouTube chats for our first question, which is this. Since it's Whisper, what was the prototype designation of the TIE Phantom? Once again, the question is, what is the prototype designation of the TIE Phantom?
We're setting dials here on this top 4 table.
Yep.
What really fascinates me about Jim's setup right now is where that bomber and that tie advanced are sitting. Because there was the intentional bump of the tie advanced into the bomber to have them lag behind the rest of the squadron, and I just can't understand that. Yeah.
No, it's very interesting. I think that Jim's doing something. Here we have the first correct answer, the Phantom V38 from J.D. Mays. Right in front of Lord of Britannia. All right, so, and Ben Fett. So J.D. Mays gets it first, the Phantom V38, followed extremely closely by Ben Fett with Phantom V38. So J.D. Mays gets the Whisper, and Ben Fett gets the template.
Template. I almost said token. Setting dials, setting. This is my setting dials song.
This is your setting dials song.
Since
now,
I don't know how else to fill this air.
honestly speaking here, Jim's vestry seems a little bit close to the action for my comfort. Do you think we're going to see a slow maneuver there to try to keep him away as Riad and Omega Leader curl in from the other side?
I'm assuming you mean Darrell's vestry.
Yes, Darrell's vestry.
Yeah, I don't really know much of the strategy behind double defenders. Again, this is just such a bad game for me to commentate because I'm bad at Imperial. But yeah, I think Vestry is probably going to try to move nice and slow, keep himself hidden away behind those rocks, and let the other two come in and do a little more heavy lifting, but while he tries to set up a favorable position for some control.
Now a 2 straight from the defender on Jim Frank's side, followed by Barrel, and then a 2 bank from the Scimitar Squadron pilot. He's not playing his cards too early here, Jim Frank is. He's really trying to keep that long game going and jockey for position with 67 minutes left in the round.
Yeah, he is absolutely... He refuses to rush into an engagement. It's kind of a strategy that I tend to use in a lot of board games, which is wait until you have one really powerful attack,
right,
and then turn it in and just blow something away.
Now, looking at Riad there, coming in hot with a focus of 8 after a 3 bank. Exactly what you would expect, probably looking at another hot maneuver next turn.
Yep. That with that X7 title, it's Riad is essentially Ricky Bobby. She wants to go fast. We have a 5 straight coming in from Vessery, so he is basically looking to get in outside of any firing arcs that are coming along the right side of the board there.
Right. I definitely would have expected a turn to the right of some kind.
I would have expected that, but I can't say I disagree with the 5 straight.
No.
Especially because if you can get him in behind this squadron and then
and I unlock them?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Like, that's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And here's the barrel roll to keep him well out of harm's way.
Yeah, probably predicting, at least here's what I'm predicting, is a 3 hard turn next to turn to come in behind Riad and concentrate his firepower in one big lump.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because Darrell definitely has the pilot skill here, and with 2 defenders and Omega Leader definitely has the firepower as well to really put some hurt in and kill just about any of Darrell's ships before it can fire. Darrell coming in with a 3 bank from Zeta Leader and attempting a target lock, but getting nothing, just barely out of range after a great barrel roll from Colonel Vessery.
A very well placed barrel roll by Darrell here.
Do you think Jim is going to barrel roll forward as well, try to get some shots in here?
Yeah, I'm wondering if he maybe barrel rolls to the right and tries to get out in front of Riad. I don't know. It's
interesting to think of his next turn in that case, though, because you would have to turn back out.
Yeah, I just don't. I've never flown Zeta Leader. I've never seen Zeta Leader flown. I don't really know what he likes to do.
Right. A barrel roll right now, which it looks like Jim Frank is indeed doing, is going to give him a risky range 3, probably through the rock shot at Vessery. But of course, as we've seen so many times during this tournament so far, those green dice will let you down.
pretty much every time without fail.
Oh, absolutely. Here comes Omega Leader screaming in also with a 3 bank to come in and bring her firepower to bear. Probably going to attempt a target lock, but I don't think that's going to be in range.
Yeah, I don't see that coming anywhere. I hear dice rolling. That's interesting.
And in fact, no range there on the target lock, and no room to barrel roll in and try to get one for Omega Leader. So it looks like Jim might have one single unopposed shot here, but it will be out of long range. There's a focus and an evade, and now we're going to go to the combat phase.
So, what do you think Zeta Leader's role is here in Jim's list? What I
mean, Zeta Leader is the ace, right? She is the, or he or whatever. Zeta Leader is the most is very efficient firepower, right? Zeta Leader starting at 20 points for just the base pilot is a 3 dice attack, which he does right here, stressing himself to roll 1 additional attack dice at range 3 through the rock, and he gets only 1 hit there. But it could have been very different, right? And there's 2 evades out of Colonel Vessery, no damage in. But Zeta Leader is just an extremely efficient piece here in these sorts of Rebel or Imperial Jank swarms. Just like I flew back a couple years ago in a store championship season with Snowdrift, Zeta Leader was invaluable there because you can fit him into a very low amount of points and really make his ability work for you. Now, Zeta Leader did juke one of those evades down, but of course there were 2, so nothing went through. And we see back to dials
and
here.
Here's tokens clearing. Omega Leader, of course, and Zeta Leader both storing their evades on their comm relays. So Zeta Leader is kind of limited himself here,
right,
with that stress and putting himself in front of a rock. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no green 1 hard on an FO.
Not on an FO, no. Not unless you are a TIE Advanced prototype. And in fact, I am a little bit concerned for Jim right here because it looks like Darrell has assembled a cohesive base of fire that if he catches anything inside those triple arcs, he can really, really put some damage into them. Versus Jim's sort of scattered approach here, and it looks like Zeta Leader might have overextended, and in any case, Jim is very well poised to catch one of those ships with its pants down. I don't believe that the X7 Delta can turn around that rock, and the bomber also is positioned at such an angle that a 3 hard turn is not really going to give him a great shot, nor the range to take a target lock. Although he must have long range scanners. Hang on, he must have long range sensors because he already has a target lock on Vessery.
Yeah, can we get a confirmation on that from the crowd?
Yes, the bomber does have long range sensors. That's the only way he could have that target lock.
Yep. All right, so yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think Zeta Leader is kind of in trouble, but again, I almost think that Zeta Leader is meant to be bait to distract you from the real threat
I
here.
definitely think that Darrell would be foolish to push too hard onto Zeta Leader,
yeah,
right?
Because if you think about it, Zeta Leader stresses himself to take a 3 dice shot.
Right.
However, the Tempest Squadron pilot, for all intents and purposes, has a 3 dice shot with an auto crit.
Right, exactly. Well, 2 dice with an auto crit, which is better than a 3 dice shot. So one of those consistent damage dealers is definitely the better way to go here. All right, so we see the X7 Delta K turning. We're probably going to see a barrel roll here after that free evade.
Yeah, I'm guessing probably a, what do you think, a barrel roll left trying to get the shot, or a barrel roll right trying to stay out of danger?
I think the barrel left, and indeed we do see that. And I don't think it's to try to get the shot. It's to get positioning for next turn at a 3 hard.
Yep, no, that is a very good point.
Setting up here for a joust. Now, he could indeed take some real tough damage there. Although this rock in the center is protecting Jim from a lot of things here. Now, the bomber doing what looks like a 5K turn, not attempting to turn in, which I think is very smart. Trying to lure Darrell into a kill box here.
Yeah, he is going from this almost straight line formation, kind of this... follow the leader that he was running before, to now suddenly they're all turned toward the center of the mat.
Right, and now he's assuming that Riad and Vessery are going to go fast, which is, in fact, what defenders do very, very well.
Yeah, and especially what Riad does well. Vessery is a little more equipped to slow roll.
Right.
And here we have Riad dialing in something above a 3, I'm
Oh,
sure.
look at that,
there's
three
the
bank.
3 bank.
Free evade, and we're going to see a barrel roll of some kind here.
Yep, absolutely. And I think this is the point where she pushes for a modifier as well.
Absolutely. I think we're going to see a barrel roll down towards the right, to a pilot right, to get her down towards Zeta Leader.
Yeah, I definitely think a barrel roll left would be a mistake here.
Yes, I
'cause
agree.
While that gives you a better shot, it puts you in extreme harm's way.
Absolutely. And indeed, there it is. Now, whether or not Zeta Leader took a too hard or a too bank down to avoid that rock will remain to be seen. We're going to push for a focus, get Riad that focus evade. She's very well set up, and I think we're going to be seeing a 3 hard turn from Vessery as well. Indeed.
Yeah, so definitely this way, no matter which way Zeta Leader ends up going, if he tries to pull a fast one and say, "Oh, I'm going to the right instead," he's got both sides covered here.
Right. Now, do you think the Vessery could clear a barrel roll down to the right, and would he want to?
He could. I don't think he would want to. That doesn't set him up for a very good maneuver next turn. Here's an interesting thing on Darrell's side is he has to get his Omega Leader in here quickly to get a target lock on somebody if he wants his Vessery to be effective.
Right. All right, and here comes a 2 hard turn, clearing the stress down from Zeta Leader. He's not going to be able to roll out of that this turn, so he's just got to, I think he's just got to focus up, take his licks, and indeed, that's what Jim elects to do. Omega Leader now going to come in. Is he going to debank or turn? I'm seeing a turn here.
Yeah.
No,
it's
it's a
like
bank.
3 bank. 3 bank right coming in. So this does leave the unfortunate position of Omega Leader and Vessery being.
I think Omega Leader's got a shot.
I don't think she does.
Well, this, my friend, is why I'm better at X-Wing than you.
All right, I'm going home. Bye, Asa.
It'll be range 3 through the rocket Zeta Leader, but I definitely think that he's got a shot. I think he'll, in any case, check for a target lock at this point. Yep. He is going to check target lock on the...
First, he's checking on the defender, it looks like. Also, when I said I don't think she has a shot, I kind of wasn't even looking at Zeta Leader. I was actually looking at that TIE Bomber.
Oh, really interesting. Interesting that we don't take a target lock on Zeta Leader there. He has the opportunity to put some shots in there, but he might be taking some... making some interesting decisions here and hoping to get a shot on somebody else next turn.
Looks like 2
Looks like
blanks out of Omega
nothing,
Leader.
nada on Omega Leader. And it'll be Countess Riad because unless I'm incorrect, Jim has no retaliatory shots there.
Yeah, it looks like Jim will not be taking any shots this round.
And it looks like, if we could here, the timer has stopped when we refreshed the lists.
Yeah, so we may have to...
Subtract, what, 10 minutes from that?
something like that, yeah. Ooh, that is... Anyway, let's not dwell on that.
Let's not dwell on that. Yeah, we're just gonna call the game
checking
here.
shot range. Yeah, that's it. I think final salvo, right? That's what happens in the case of a stop timer.
Yep.
All right. It looks like we're
Colonel
checking,
Vessery going to check range
shots
off
for
to
Vessery.
the Delta.
Checking range.
Because he's
Or
obviously got
checking
nothing
arc.
on there.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely out of arc there. Check.
Range- Range 2 from Riad onto Zeta Leader. All right, so we have the timer on the Stream Master Adams phone for 65 minutes in the round. We will call that out as we get updates from him. Here comes a range 2 shot onto Zeta Leader from Omega, or not from Omega Leader, from Countess Riad.
And I
Looks
see
like a hit and
2
focuses,
focuses,
which of course he is going to focus into 3 hits.
Definitely a great and.
Oh, here we go.
Looks like we have
Here's
our
the timer
timer
back.
up.
63 minutes, 56 seconds. And 1 evade and a focus. He's got to spend the evade token and the focus token if he wants to take no damage. Does he spend both?
Oh, undoubtedly. He's not taking shots from anything else.
Right. He's not taking shots at anything else. Just want confirmation if he spent the focus token. All right, well then let's please spend the focus tokens.
Yep, clean board.
Maintain
we
board
keep a
state,
clean board
please.
here at Back to Dials. I see some pointing. Here we have entered. We have entered the Hand of Darrell is the new ship on the board. This just came out in the recent wave.
It's a 5-5-5-5 stat line.
Yep, and it has a all. There's one for Zeta Leader.
Right, so if Zeta Leader rolled that, yes, thank you very much. And he spent his evade token as well if he took no damage from that. Adam, if you could please ask us exactly what tokens were spent. So Zeta Leader would have taken 1 point of damage.
All right, we are... Yeah, so what...
I'm confused there because I saw 3 damage coming in from Countess Riad and only 1 evade, 2 blanks, and a focus rolled from Zeta Leader.
Right, which... if he took no damage, that would mean both the focus and the evade
and
were
he would have, and it was rolling.
Because I see what happened. He took the evade off of Zeta Leader, but the evade from the
did Riad? I think Riad actually fired at the X7 defender. Instead.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it was the shot at the defender.
Sorry, that is our mistake,
please,
folks.
That is our mistake. But please point at it and make it clear what we're firing at, so we can call this game.
Yes.
Yep.
Can we clear that evade out of the dice cam as well,
We're being very demanding up here. Right? All right.
All right, yeah, so let's make sure on both ends here, us as well, that we know what ships are shooting at what ships.
Yep, so that we can more effectively call this game. All right, so in this round with 61 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game, I definitely feel like we're going to see some big sweeping maneuvers from the TIE Bomber and the TIE Advanced up in here.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm kind of curious what the game plan is to keep Riad's arc in sync with the other two at this point, now that they're separated by this rock. I'm wondering if Darrell intends to continue his pursuit of the Defender, or if he is going to go in and try to take out the Bomber or the Advanced.
Well, you know what? Let's see what happens. We have the X7 Delta on Jim Frank's side doing a 3-bank. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a barrel roll here try to perform a block, but instead he just takes a focus.
And the free evade, of course.
Now, this could backfire if Vessery decides to bank around, and so does Omega Leader, and just go right for Zeta. Here comes a 3 hard turn from the TIE Advance, getting a cruise missile ready shot, but I'm not sure that he's going to be close enough to gain the target lock for it.
Yeah, I think he's close enough for a target lock on Vessery for sure.
Yes, he is.
Yep, and yeah, definitely not a bad choice of first target there. Vessery hasn't probably the best chance of disrupting this list as it stands right now.
And here comes a 2-bank from the TIE Bomber. That is very, very close, but Jim is not one to be known for sloppy play or miscounting his maneuvers. So this is going to be absolutely very close, but I think that's going to clear.
Oh, yeah, that is a beautifully executed maneuver by Jim over there. And this box that has been set up could very well spell trouble for Darrell.
Right, we have a homing missile targeted at Colonel Vessery. We have a cruise missile targeted at Colonel Vessery. I think one of the only ways that Vessery can get really out of this is either by turning very hard and barrel rolling out of some arcs, or going straight forward.
Yeah, definitely. This
at a very high rate of speed.
We have a 5 straight coming from Countess Riad here.
I wonder if that's going to make it a K-turn.
Just to throw a curveball, no.
Look at that, Ben. I was right. You were wrong.
Now, let's be clear of the heavy sarcasm-laden response that I gave here.
We have the free evade from X7, and I do believe that he might barrel roll to get a shot somewhere.
Think a barrel roll gives her a good shot on that defender up there, and here it is.
I definitely think that it is possible for a well-timed Vessery and Omega Leader shot.
I think she wants to barrel roll backward if she wants to be able to take this shot. But it looks like she's going to try to go forward.
And get the range 1. And indeed, she's got it there right on that X7 delta.
Yep. I misjudged where that arc would end up, but very well placed. It is very hard to judge from here. Yeah, let's see what Vessery and Omega Leader did and hope he didn't get blocked here.
Pushing for a focus. Here comes Colonel Vessery. That's Zeta Leader's dial.
We have...
I'm seeing a 3-speed in some direction.
That is a 3-bank. That is... Yep, that is gonna...
It's not going to bump, but
is...
it is a really rough maneuver for Vessery because I think he's in arc of at least one of those. Now, he could barrel roll...
I think the barrel roll
and
is
barrel roll forward and get out of the TIE Bomber's arc at the very least.
Yeah, I think a barrel roll is definitely the right move here.
Definitely. I mean, you take 1 missile, but that is only 1 missile instead of 2.
Yeah, and it's still against a 3 green dice ship, so...
Right. I think here Darrell just trying to judge the arcs here, deciding which move would be best, and he just takes a focus there.
Interesting choice.
Trying to take his licks. I respect that, but I'm not sure that it's the right choice.
Yeah, I think I would have taken the barrel roll here, but I think he was also hoping that maybe Zeta Leader tried to sleep the other direction.
But he did not. Although it looks like Darrell is really concentrating on that TIE X7 right there, on that delta.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Here comes Omega Leader. Where is he going? Just a 2 straight. Yeah, for whatever reason, Darrell is really putting the hurt on that X7. I'm not sure that I really agree with that choice of targeting selection because it's not the most dangerous one on the board.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess we'll see how that works out for him. But
he definitely could pilot skill kill it.
He could, but also we have if he doesn't manage to, which he almost I don't think he'll manage to. He has 3 arcs pointed at Omega Leader here: the TIE Bomber, the TIE Advance,
well, they're
the
shooting
TIE
at
Defender.
Vessery.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I think a better plan would have been to try to go for the TIE Advance or the Bomber first and PS kill it before it's got its missiles off. Here comes
absolutely.
Omega Leader. Only 1 hit there in the dice box against the Defender. Of course, the Defender, though, with no modifications available, and see 1 paint, which is, regardless, going to be juked down into 1 more shield off.
And there we go, 1 shield off of the Delta.
Then it will be Vessery with an ion cannon, then a range 1 shot. Now, Vessery does have the target lock focus.
Yeah, Vessery is in a... we got a...
Bump.
All right. I'm sorry. We have Zeta Leader shooting first. Looks like we're chicken range, chicken arc.
I'll bet he's shooting at Vessery. We got a range 2 at Riad or a range 3 at Vessery. I think he's going to take the Vessery shot.
Yeah, but that is a range 3 obstructed shot, it looked like, at Vessery. Based on the way they... no, it's probably unobstructed.
I do still think that that's the target.
That is definitely the target.
He can't stress himself either because he's already stressed. So he's only going to be rolling 2 dice. Firing at Vessery, range 3 through the rock. Or perhaps not through the rock.
Not through the rock.
No rock, just range 3 with 2 dice and no mods. And 1 hit.
Looks like 1 hit.
Zeta does have juke, so Darrell's got to roll at least 2 evades here.
Yep. So let's see. Looks like I see
1. And
I see.
Is he spending that focus?
I think that may have been bumped when he went to place it because I'm pretty sure I saw 2 evades.
2 evades, 1 juked down.
Yep, and no damage gets through on
damage.
Vessery.
All right,
so now we have Vessery's shot.
Vessery on that Delta, range 1 with the ion cannon first.
Yep, so here we have our ion cannon shot. Sounds like, there we go. I see 1 hit, 1 focus, 1 blank. Vessery does get his target lock.
Yep. Oh, what?
We are forgetting some game mechanics, it looks like.
Seriously, once again, 1 evade.
Let's... Ooh, and 4 blanks, which Vessery should be acquiring.
You can't acquire and spend a target lock.
Yeah, now it looks like we have remembered our our ability here. Yeah, it has been a very long day for everyone.
Rolling that, and still not great, just a hit and a crit.
Yeah, definitely. I see lots of paint.
And that the defender just spending 1 token to get out of that, and we will
Looks
be
like
the
it is
evade.
The evade is being spent.
So no damage from that. Now Riad will fire a range 1 shot, range 1 primary with only a focus.
And we have
a natural
the
4
paint.
hits. That's what he wants. And a blank result here. Not a blank result, just 1 evade, but that defender will be down on 1 hull. Man, if that ion cannon had fired accurately and done 1 more damage, that would be a dead defender.
Yeah, I think that defender would be dead had Vessery used his auto target lock.
I mean, it's all down to dice, but remember your game mechanics, folks, because it could mean that 1 extra damage.
The dice are random, and your actions and mechanics are there to mitigate the randomness.
Exactly. All right, so here come some missiles. Now it's just down to the TIE Bomber and to the TIE Advanced. I think that Darrell is banking on that he doesn't have the TIE, or that the Bomber does not have him in his arc, but this is going to be super, super close. TIE Advanced coming in first with a 4-dice cruise and missile attack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bomber has arc.
It looks that way from here, but we're not on the table.
True fact. If we were on the table, it would be very hard for them to play because we'd be in the way.
Cruise missile Vessery, he's going to have to
3
target lock
focuses.
all of those.
Ooh. And I see 2
hits plus 3. A third from guidance chips.
Yep, so there is 3 hits with the cruise missiles
and
on
let's
Vessery.
see, Darrell rolling his dice first and now revealing them to be a bunch of blanks. He's got to spend that focus to not take all his shields down. Vessery now with 1 shield left, taking 2 damage from that attack.
And up next, we will have the TIE Bomber. They'll probably check arc, but I'm pretty sure he's got Vessery.
That's super, super close, but I think he does. Let's see the way that they call it up there on the table.
I see a laser check coming in. The suspense is killing me.
It is indeed. So they're debating whether or not nubs count as range, because that's the way it looks like on the laser. I wouldn't be surprised if they got John Conley over here. Yep, and indeed, a judge is called to the table.
I hear the shout of Judge.
Judge John Conley, perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly. I think as they're counting this arc, this is perfect time for another giveaway here. Let's give away, Adam, if you wouldn't mind bringing up the dice cam while they're doing this. We could showcase one of the Matt Radar Technician tokens out there in the dice cam. Pop that sucker in, and we've got a trivia question once again for the first person to answer this question correctly. Up the style of your I'll show you the dark side condition with Matt Radar Technician. All right. Go ahead, Ben.
So for our Matt the Radar Technician token, the question is, Matt the Radar Technician prevented his boss from eating what with his incompetence?
This is an extremely important question here, because this Matt Radar Technician token is something that you absolutely need in your life. Once again,
and it is important to note, if you do not know the answer to this question, you're not a true Star Wars fan.
In Arc, range 2 is the ruling as we wait for the answers here in the Twitch chat. And so the homing missile is coming. Oh, that is a nasty hit. He's just going to go ahead and focus that. That's 4 hits.
Does that? No, he has long range scanners, not guidance chips.
Right.
Yep. So
4
focus
hits.
for 4 hits,
and that looks like a bunch. Only 1 evade there. So Vessery survives with 1 hull.
That is very unfortunate.
All right, we've got
Vessery.
the right answer here. Let's find. It is Muffin. The user that got the answer right there is A-Train 1313. Congratulations. The correct answer is that Matt prevented his boss from eating her muffin.
And for this next attack from someone onto someone, I was not paying enough attention.
From the Delta onto Vessery. Now Vessery's got to roll perfect paint in order to get this. And I see nothing. There's just 1 evade.
And Vessery's doom here is spelled T-I-E. A very unfortunate chain of events. Yeah, again, it's important to note, always remember your game mechanics, because Vessery could have survived that had that target lock been used.
with the ion cannon. All right, so let's talk about the effects of that round. That was a big one. Jim procking that kill box against Colonel Vessery right there and pulling out an early 38-point lead with 48 minutes left in the round here. What is... Without even one ion shot landing, what's Darrell's game plan to get back on top?
Well, he really needs to regroup. He needs to, I would say, rethink his target acquisition, but with only one hull left on that Delta Squadron, it's the way to go to finish it off.
Yeah, finish that sucker off. Although I think his next target of opportunity has got to be Zeta Leader or the TIE Bomber before. I think the TIE Bomber before it gets its second homing missile off. I think that's very important.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think it is very important to take that ordnance off the board, and if you don't manage to get the kill in before the ordnance goes off, then and if you don't manage to get any damage in before the ordnance goes off, I think the target should definitely be that TIE Advanced.
Right. Now this turn for Darrell, how might he go about achieving that objective?
Well, he's that is the $1 million question, isn't it? He's gonna have to correctly predict the 4K turn that defender is taking, and chase after it with Riad here, because a red maneuver is not what Omega Leader wants to have to do right now.
Right.
And yeah, Omega Leader is just gonna have to.
Honestly, part of me thinks that Omega Leader is going to turn out.
Yeah, I think she's going to turn out, and I'm almost tempted to say shift the target lock in anticipation of that defender going down.
Right. Now, here's the other thing. I just want to say it's a testament to Jim Frank's flying skill, because this is a perfect position that he's in right now. He was able to kill box Vessery. He is able to now put his ships in front of the preemptive blocking. Basically, he's obviously thinking a couple turns ahead, because right now that defender and where his ships are poised to go is very, very, very detrimental for Darrell's fast ships right here. They don't really like where they are.
Yeah, I think one thing is almost certain. It is that Riad is not getting her evade this turn.
You know, I think so. It's interesting to see, because do you think... Okay, here's I think the $1 million question right here is, do you think that the X7 Defender, the Delta, is going to K-turn, or do you think he's going to go for a block?
I almost think the block, because he only has one hull left, which means the K-turn... Yeah, he K-turns. He's on target. He's dead before he shoots anything.
Right.
I think using him for a block is definitely the better way to go.
A one hard to the left?
A one hard to the left, paired with a barrel roll into Riad's path, I think is definitely the way to go.
The one hard is stressful, so we can't take the barrel roll.
Is that red on a defender?
Yes, it is.
Defenders have red maneuvers. Interesting. Good to know.
Yes, they have red maneuvers. Their 1 and 2 hards are red. They have problems not going fast. You know this.
Don't fly them. I'm not part of the Imperial fascists. I fly rebels.
Fascists? Come on, buddy.
That's the best word I can think of.
Come on, the Imperial regime, the law and order regime.
Oh my.
It is the end of a long day here at the Walker Classic 2017. Testament to an excellently run tournament here, I definitely think.
Yeah, very, very well put together, very well run. Big shout out to John Conley for all the work he's put into this. Oh my goodness,
and to the hotel for running this event, very effectively giving us an excellent internet connection with no dropped frames throughout the entire stream.
And a big shout out to all the players as well for giving us some great games to watch,
Absolutely.
A great tournament, and just for being all around good sports.
And to John for bringing Loop and Chewie.
Yes. The most important part of this tournament.
Absolutely. All right, so we've got dials almost down here. I think this turn is going to determine whether or not Darrell can jump back out on top, claw some positioning back, and come back in the fight. Really, I mean, he's on the back foot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, man, we've used that phrase a lot today. What have we got here? It looks like we have the K turn.
The 4K.
From the defender. Not sure I agree with that, but...
Well, we'll see, right? I mean, it is an excellent position. Maybe we see a blocking maneuver from the TIE Advanced. Part of me thinks that the TIE Bomber is going to meander, maybe one bank, something like that, grab a target lock on Riad to try to get his second homing missile off.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Here we have the Bomber moving first with that, it looks like a one bank.
The one bank with the Walker Cart template. That's the first.
That's
awesome. That's the prize for Mario Kart here at the Walker Classic. Only a few of those purchased, made.
Yep.
Now he can't grab the target lock because he's
here we
long range sensors. He has a 5 straight.
That's
a 5 straight into blocking position. If indeed Riad did go the 3 bank, which is reasonable to assume that she did, that TIE Advance is in an excellent blocking position. Eagle T in the chat, it did indeed call the 4K turn. Great. I mean, that's a good call.
Also, that is a 4 straight, Asa.
Oh, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, I'm better than you at something. Judging numbers.
And we see a 3 bank out there. Darrell recognizing that he can't stay in this close in battle. So, just like Riad do, getting her evade, getting her free focus, or getting her free evade, getting a focus. And I think that we just disengaging, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like a defender does.
Yeah, the defender likes to swoop in, poke, disengage.
Boom and zoom.
Yeah.
When you say poke, you don't actually mean poke, do you? You mean explode phase.
Oh, no, yeah, I mean poke with a large-headed javelin.
Attempting a barrel roll over to the right. That's going to be super close. I don't think you can make that against the rock. No, sir.
No, sirree.
So there's going to be another turn or so before Riad can get back. He's attempting the same barrel roll back to the right because he just wants to get through that rock. Next turn.
It looks like that's
going to be super close. That looks like it clears to me. We'll see how they call it on the table. And
yep, they have called it clear.
Now, does he push the limit?
Yeah, he's definitely taking...
Yes, he does. He takes the focus. Does not want to die. Holding his cards close to his neck here. No, close to his neck, close to his vest here.
his neck is in his vest, right?
Now, do we see... I think we're going to see a... a straight maneuver here, a quick maneuver with Zeta Leader. Probably a barrel roll to try to catch Omega Leader out if she tries to...
Yeah, because I think Omega Leader is either... I think Omega Leader is going to end up pretty much in between where that TIE Advanced is and that rock.
Right. Oh, no barrel roll there. Let's see what Omega Leader goes for. We're marking that TIE Advanced, so we're going to be moving right through it. And you see, it looks to me like a 3 hard from the dial. We'll see where it goes. And it is indeed a 3 hard.
Here's the template.
Now, this is what I love about players like this with these sorts of lists, is that they recognize when they're on the back foot and they know not to stay engaged. They know when to turn out and reposition.
Yeah. That's something that I have had to learn over my X-Wing career is it's okay to not have a shot.
Right. If it gives you a better position for the next round, it's okay to turn out like both of these ships have done. And I don't think that Omega Leader or Countess Riad actually have shots this turn, and they're going to be taking a couple. So moving their tokens around that target lock, still on the TIE X7 Defender, and and he has the evade. I think he'll just focus here. He's only taken 2 shots. The Defender can't modify anything, and the TIE Bomber only has 2 dice, which he can easily evade with a focus.
Indubitably.
Looks like we're moving the target lock, though, which I'm not 100% sure that I agree with. Although he hasn't picked it up, that's what he talked about on the table. Let's see what he decides. I don't think this is the time. If he's going for a different target, I don't think that this is the time to switch the lock.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I think this is the time to turtle up.
He's got to be taking the target lock somewhere because he's measuring for something.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's.
He's obviously
going on the table here.
Obviously agonizing about some action.
Yeah, I'm hearing some discussion about having checked the range means having to take the target lock.
Now it is worth noting that Darrell has only played for a couple months, and this is one of his, if not his first major tournament. So it's very possible that he hasn't necessarily come across this rule yet.
Okay, yeah, I was unaware that he was actually such a new player.
Yep. It looks like he is moving his target lock now that he's declared it, abiding by those rules right over to the TIE Bomber.
The sign of a noble player.
Right, sportsmanlike conduct. And not making a big stink about it. That's what we like to do here at X-Wing Fly Casual.
I can't tell if you are saying that's what we do here, we fly casual, or if you're saying your whole toes, that's what we do here, X-Wing Fly Casual.
Yes. Yes. Is all
Looks like
I
we
will
have
say
a
about that. Range 2 shot from the TIE Bomber
to Omega Cheater.
Yeah, it's a range 2 shot. You don't need to double measure that. It looks like a range 3 into Riad, so he's going to take the range 2. And cannot spend that focus, so only one hit.
I am seeing one focus result over there, debating taking that evade off of his comm relay.
You know, in this case, I would keep the shield, or I would take the shield. I mean, he's electing to do something different.
The evade.
But personally, I would elect to take it on my shield because Omega Leader is not in a situation where she can very easily disengage immediately, right? And so she doesn't have the luxury of recharging that comm relay. Here comes the range 2 shot in from the TIE Defender.
And here's the dice. Here's the dice now. I'm seeing
there's 3 paint, which means 2 hits and a crit. And I think this is definitely the reason why he should not have switched that target lock. And there's nothing. Yeah, he has no focus there. If he had taken a focus, he would take no damage from either of these attacks.
Yeah, that's
It's brutal. It's rough. It's rough. One hull remaining on Omega, and that's devastating. A damaged sensor array. So Omega Leader can't take any actions in her action bar, and so
especially having spent the evade, that is a huge blow.
This is the point of X-Wing. Every decision that you make matters, right? From your maneuvering decisions to your action selection.
Yeah, everything makes a difference, and sometimes there are wrong answers.
Sometimes there is no right or wrong answer, but in this case, I definitely think that
there was a right answer.
There was a right answer, and that right answer was focus.
Yeah.
Right? Defend more effectively against the larger incoming attack and give you more defensive tokens to tank more incoming fire.
Yeah, I almost feel like maybe Darrell was banking on maybe he misjudged in his head the range there and was thinking that
perhaps it's a range 3. At the same time, though, if you don't know for sure, that's not something that you should bank on, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right. So from here, Omega Leader absolutely has to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Flip down that damage sensor array. Take a couple turns to come back and disengage. While Riad, I think, also kind of does the same thing because they have to come back as a unit.
Yeah, if you try to let Omega Leader leave and like recharge the comm relay and just recover from this attack and try to fly Riad in solo,
she's just gonna get mobbed and killed.
What you're gonna end up with is nothing but a one-hull Omega Leader, which as good as Omega Leader is,
right?
She's not that good,
right?
She's not that kind of good, I guess is the better statement.
Exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a... Honestly, it's a tough call, right? Because let's get into Jim's mind here. Because there's really, I think, 2 directions that Omega Leader could go. She could either go right or she could go left. What do you think is the most effective solution for her?
I think Personally, I would probably take Omega Leader right, pilot right.
Yes.
In order to, I feel kind of have a bit of a, well, now that I'm looking at the positioning of some of these ships, if she goes pilot left, she has a little bit better chance of staying out of the TIE Advanced arc, staying out of, depending on what Jim thinks Darrell is going to do, maybe even getting out of the bomber arc, because there's a potential here. If Omega Leader goes pilot right, she has the potential to be in 3 arcs, but if she goes pilot left, I don't think there's any way that she ends up in that TIE Advanced arc.
Right now, this is, I think, again, testament to Jim Frank's formation flying here with this scatter formation, because he can respond to either one of those.
Yeah, and Jim Frank has kind of left Darrell with really a no good options situation.
At the same time, right, if Omega Leader goes right and Jim responds to the left, then Omega Leader's off scot-free. So both of these players need to make a decision. Which direction are they going?
Yeah, and it's a mind battle of
sometimes just comes down to 50-50. And if there's no real right answer here, which I think this is one of those cases, I think sometimes just got to mentally roll a die.
Yeah, pretty much.
We see a mark on the TIE Advance because it looks like that defender is going to 4K again.
Interesting choice. I wonder...
I mean, it's not like he can't just flip it back around next turn.
No, it's not, but I'm wondering why he opted to face the arc pretty much the opposite direction of where either of these ships are going to end up.
Responding to the left.
Yeah, I guess...
To screen left or pilot right.
I am too tired to even try to analyze that. Okay, so I see he's trying to get the defender basically just out of there.
No, I also don't hate that because he's got enough room in there to go in with a 3 hard turn next round and be out of range from Countess Riad when she inevitably K-turns at 3 speed.
Yeah. Pretty much a set.
Because we all know that's what's going to happen there.
Yeah, exactly. Here we have a something maneuver from
a 2 straight from the TIE Advance, just skirting right around that rock.
Yep, here's the 2 straight, which, again, is that Advance didn't really have another option other than to end up with the arc facing that direction.
Right.
So if Omega Leader took a pilot left turn here, she might be able to get out of this pretty effectively.
Yes, he's responding because we see Jim concentrating so far towards the left of the screen, or Omega Leader's pilot right. Let's see where this bomber is going.
And I see a 2 hard pilot right.
It's a 3 hard pilot right, and again, really going in on this strategy.
Yeah, and the bomber really was the wild card in that whole thing, because the bomber was set up perfectly to go either direction.
Now, here's the other thing, is he does need to get some range to be able to reacquire his target lock to put more homing missiles into Riad, and he hasn't quite gotten it yet.
Yep, so no target lock because long-range scanners does not allow you to take a target lock at range 1 or 2, only at 3 and beyond. Infinity and beyond.
All right, Riad taking a K-turn. I think this is going to be a speed 3 straight to K-turn.
Yep. And we have...
speed 3.
Bang.
Okay. That is an interesting maneuver. Not at all what I was expecting. It looks like it's going to go right into the rock there. So no evade, no actions. That is rough.
That spells doom.
I think that does absolutely spell doom. I think he thought that he could barrel roll out of that, but he can't. That is a shame to see. And he does take
I see some damage
off of that rock.
This could be the turning point here.
Yep, the chat said it best. Ouch.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because she's flying through it again next turn.
Right. And here is Omega Leader indeed going to the right. Both of these.
I like the yin-yang.
Both of these pilots going 3 speed in the opposite directions here. So, I mean, here's the thing. Darrell has evaded Jim's play for Omega Leader, but Riad is in a really bad position right there.
Yeah,
she's
this
only
is
taking one
almost-
shot this turn, but next round she's also not going to have actions, and Jim is very readily poised to come in and put some real hurt on her.
This is one of those few occasions where it's like, yeah, no, switch your target acquisition. Go after Riad. Because
Right.
you're all pointed that direction.
Right, and the Omega Leader's going to be off in the ether for a couple turns too.
Stop
With only
stealing my...
with only one hull, it's going to be almost trivial to knock her out when she comes back in.
Yeah, this... I don't want to call it too early, but this has the potential to be a tabling.
Yeah. No, which would be extremely interesting because this Imperial Jank list is something that I absolutely love.
I definitely like the idea of it.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to root for these lists, right? Because I love everything on them. Riad, Vessery, and that Ion, Vessery, and Omega Leader. Absolutely love that list. But I love the way that people try new things with stuff like this Jank. And Omega Leader rolling for the damage sensor array and blanking, so she still can't get her evade back.
Which is very, very unfortunate. Yeah, I have a hard time rooting for either one either. I do really like Jank Swarms, but I wish it was a Rebel Jank Swarm.
Tempest Squadron Pilot, range 1 on count as Riad.
I see
And it looks
2
like a
paint, I see a
one
focus and a
hit.
hit. Oh, accuracy
hang
corrector.
on. We see, yes, there's the accuracy corrector. I thought he had the advanced targeting computer. That's my bad. And 2 natural evades from counts as
Yeah,
Riad.
wow, I've been calling that wrong this whole time. I forgot about the accuracy corrector. Oops.
The accuracy corrector, just got to mention, the accuracy corrector on a tie advance is an incredible card.
Yeah,
it's
no,
so
definitely,
good on that Tempest Squadron Pilot. It's extremely efficient. Jim's
Right.
list is all about efficiency, really. He's
Yeah.
got ships that are defensive. He has ships that are offensive. He has ships that are both in things like Zeta Leader. Let's move that dice cam around. We're getting a little bit of edge on that. We still got one little corner of that. Adam says, "Oh, eat me."
Oh.
Oh,
That's pretty much back where it was.
yep. Why don't we just take the
that's
dice
worse.
cam off for now, and we'll fix that in a couple minutes here. Riad, I think, has the option right here of taking the K turn through the rock and just trying to take her lumps, or turning back out down towards the bottom of the board.
Yeah, I think I would probably take the K turn through the rock. She's going through the rock either way, so she may as well get a shot out of it.
Yes, so let's actually take this time while they're setting their dials to give out one more trivia card. Let's make this guy Braylon Strom. A beautiful alt-art Braylon Strom by Braden Jeff. This is why I always wanted to call Braden, or damn it, I don't want to call Braylon Braden, because Braylon was drawn by Braylon. The bees. Okay. Look at this
Since
Braylon
Asa
Strom.
seems to have broken,
All right,
maybe
yeah,
I should
Ben,
read
I'm going to
this
let
question.
you read this question. Once
So,
again, it is the
for-
first answer, the first correct answer in the chat to get this right. The second correct answer will get a Walker Classic template.
Yep, so for the Braylon Strom alt art drawn by Braden Jeffs, I got the names right on the first try. What squadron did Braylon Strom command? Again, that is, what squadron was Braylon Strom the commander of?
Nice. Nice reading there. Good job, Ben.
Thank you. Did you notice how I changed it up on the second pass there?
I
thought it
did.
was
I
pretty
also
clever.
noticed how you didn't fail at anything. Any part of
That's
those
how
words.
I go through life.
You go through life not failing. But look at how pretty that card is. I just love it.
It is gorgeous.
I just love it. All right, here. Omega Leader probably just going to turn closer to the back up towards the top. Try again to grab that damage
Redo.
sensor array.
Do over.
JD Mays says Blade Squadron, and indeed he's correct. Braylon Strom commanded Blade Squadron.
I don't know, Asa. Looking at your handwriting there, I see it written as Relayed Squadron.
You know what, Ben?
So
This is why none of my
technicality.
handwriting is featured on this stream.
Hey, Adam, can we get Asa's handwriting featured in the dice cam, please? I'm so tempted. Don't tempt me.
I'm taking this piece of paper and I'm putting it off to the side where Ben can't reach it. And we see a 3 bank and a barrel roll with that with the TIE X7 Defender there. Jim Frank always thinking just a couple turns ahead here, I think. In this case, it's again, I don't think the positioning for this turn, but rather for the next
and
one.
Both of these players, both Darrell and Jim, are very good at maintaining the mindset of it is okay to not shoot this turn.
Exactly. Here comes a 3 hard from the TIE Bomber. Looking to block and 3 hard by Riad herself, and to also get a shot if she K-turns.
Yep, yeah, this is definitely going to be an exchange in Jim's favor.
Oh yes,
definitely an exchange
bank.
in Jim's favor.
Putting and getting a range 1 shot against a K-turning Riad, which I think I do think is what's going to happen here. He takes the target lock.
And up next, we have
Riad
Countess
herself.
Riad.
And that looks like a straight maneuver to me.
Looks like to me a straight 4, which will undoubtedly be turned into a Riad K-turn.
Yep.
I probably would have taken the 5 here to give myself a little more wiggle room, but I can respect whatever decision is made.
I mean, he's got to get close, right? The only option that he has right now is to hope and pray for a range 1 shot that goes off very well.
Yeah, pretty much. Which against that still full health TIE Advance, which is his only target, I don't see this playing out in Riad's favor.
No, indeed not. So she does still have to roll for the damage there. I'm not 100% sure if she gets the evade from TIE X7 or not, because I believe it triggers after.
Yeah, we are calling for a judge on whether or not Riad gets an evade. Sorry for the science folks, we're all listening to the table to see what this ruling is.
Right, and I'm also looking it up myself. And I'll get the actual
ruling is no evade from X7 because he hit the rock with the template.
So here's the FAQ'd wording for those of you who are unclear. After executing a 3, 4, or 5 speed maneuver, if you did not overlap an obstacle or ship, you may perform a free evade action. So I believe that wording excludes the template as well during the maneuver, but it's a little bit vague.
Yeah, it's a little bit vague because I've always been unclear on what actions you lose for going through a rock.
You lose your perform action step.
Yeah, so, But hey, judge's ruling is the judge's ruling.
Judge's ruling is the judge's ruling, and Judge John Conley is always correct.
Did you stumble there because you almost said Judge John Hodgman?
No, I
I've
did
done
not.
that a few times today.
No, I did not. In this case, if Darrell, if Darrell believes the ruling was an error, perhaps he thinks he's being treated unfairly.
Mayhaps, but as is very clear by our good, our kind-hearted
We just had a
judges.
crit in the dice box there. I'm not exactly sure what that was. I think they were just showing
trying
off the
to,
damage sensor array. Did that get flipped? Oh, he rolled a focus on that die. So the crit is not flipped over, and he still can't get that, get his actions back. And Riad is indeed, according to the chat, in deep doo-doo. She's taking 2 shots. Is that the actual
phrasing, or are you...
No, I am absolutely quoting verbatim from the chat. All right, here comes Riad's range 1 shot. Focus, blank, for nothing.
And 1 evade
And 1 evade off of nothing. Yep. There's Darrell's range 1 shot did not bail him out there. That's the deal. That's the deal with dice. They're not going to bail you out in the bad spots.
That's the way the news goes.
It's the way she rolls.
Anyway, up next we have the TIE Bomber with a range 2 shot. Rolling. I see 2 focus results.
That will be focused into 2 hits.
And responded to with
only one evade and a focus. Of course, no No evade token, so he takes 1 damage, and Countess Riad is down to 1 shield.
And looks like up next we have the Tempest Squadron. I'm sorry, the Tempest Squilet.
A Tempest Squilet, yes. At range 1 with 3 dice, I see 3
I see
paint
2
there.
hits and a crit.
That's gross. That's not good for Riad there.
And responded with, I see
Looks like
1
1
evade.
1 focus, and a blank.
So Riad
Still
will be
not
taking
enough.
a crit to the hull.
A hit and a crit to the hull. The crit is a direct hit. That's such a shame. Countess Riad going down, I believe.
Countess Riad at 1 hull.
Oh, 1 hull.
Yep, so, Darrell is definitely in a bad way here.
A 1 hull Riad and a 1 hull Omega Leader.
He still has a chance to pull some points out of this, but I don't see him pulling ahead here.
Right. I think it's since...
and he can't. It's top 4 points.
It's top 4. It's an elimination cut. You don't need points anyway. You just need to win. And I don't think even with 17 minutes left in the round, I don't think Darrell can pull this one out.
No, I definitely agree with you.
Major Bantha Poodoo. Exactly. That's what Darrell is in right now with an actionless and 1 hull Omega Leader and a 1 hull Countess Riad. It's tough, if not impossible.
Yeah, definitely. But there's been upsets before.
There have been. And who knows? The dice could just go absolutely in Darrell's favor.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. Maybe not in this dire of a case, but I've seen it happen.
So I definitely think that that TIE advance will be K-turning behind Riad there, and the TIE bomber perhaps going for a 1 bank, getting a block on the 3 hard turn that Riad could do up towards the center of the board to prevent her from getting the actions that she might need to take out that Delta.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Boys. And we have
confirmation from the other table in the top 4 that Dutch Cuthbert is going to be our second competitor in the final round of this game of this Walker Classic X-Wing tournament here.
So let's see how this game goes, and we'll know our matchup.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's probably going to be Jim, but it's not over until it's over.
It's not over until the fat lady sings. So Asa, you should probably start singing.
Okay. That was mean.
I'm sorry, Asa. I love you.
Don't touch me.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
No, go
right.
away. All right, here comes the Delta Squadron Defender. Just not even being subtle and trying to avoid fire here. Just 3 banking into the right, trying to confirm that kill.
Yep.
Focus and evade. The Tempest Squadron pilot will likely follow this up with a K-turn. And indeed, he grabs the 4 straight tempo, and there it is. The 4-speed K-turn. He maintains a target lock, and he doesn't need the target lock in any case because he has Accuracy Corrector, which is an excellent card on those TIE Advanced. My favorite ship in the world, TIE Advanced Accuracy Corrector. I think we talked about this on a recent Hidden Gems episode of the Back to Dials podcast.
I did not.
No, you did not. Here's a 1 bank as predicted with the TIE Bomber. Probably going to see a barrel roll out of this to block that 3 hard.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
The Walker Classic template there he's using came from the Walker cart, the Mario cart. There's
a little bit
look
of
at all that blue there being cut off by our blue screen, but it's still very pretty there. Prize showcase. Jim Frank really pondering that bomber's action. I don't think he needs to take this much time. He's got it.
Yeah, I think it's in the bag. He just has to open it.
Taking a target lock on Omega Leader, prepping for a homing missile to end her life.
Sorry to laugh at your demise, but
that is just a one hull Omega Leader. Not much she can do. Here comes the 3 hard turn, I believe, from Countess Riad. Down into the center of the map.
Let's see where this places her. Using the
marking the TIE Bomber.
4 straight to mark the TIE Bomber. And what?
Oh. Pulling out the wrong item there. Instead of the marking template, pulling out the ship. I've done that
Seems
before.
like a definite brain fart. I've had that happen. And then I saw both players just freeze.
Yep, they're like, oh, that just happened. And even after that bump, she healthily clears the rock right there. Not
Which
really
she
any
would
question
have
about
either
that.
way,
Right,
so.
yeah, not even any question. Not really any question about that. She's going to clear the rock. She's going to get her evade. She's going to get the range one shot onto the delta there. Now the question is, will Zeta Leader kill her first?
Yeah, that I definitely see that happening. Barring some really, really bad luck on Jim's part,
or really, really good luck on Darrell's part.
depending on how you look at it. Glass half full, half empty.
Glass half full, Riad half dead. There's a
Way
focus.
more than half.
I think we push for a target lock here. Just get it. Just get it, folks. Eaglesy111 predicts Zeta for the kill. Here's the target lock. Lots of tokens, just an absolute pile of tokens there on Omega Leader. Here comes Zeta Leader. Looks like a 2 bank to the right here into range 1. Going to get a 4 dice target lock focused shot on Countess Riad. Moving his pile of tokens over there to the left-hand side.
Man, that is just a stack of tokens next to Riad there.
Stacks on stacks on stacks. And here comes Omega Leader with a turn in towards the center. Actually, a 2 or 3 bank in towards the center. Not being super aggressive because she can't afford it. Let's see if she'll get that damage sensor array down.
To flip again.
For the 3rd time, the damage sensor array. There it is.
There we go. Finally flipping that damage sensor array. That has kept Omega Leader out of the fight for so long. And here's the Zeta Leader kill shot on Riad. Stress for the extra die.
So he's going to roll 4 target lock focused on Countess Riad.
And
there it is. Needs to spend that target lock for one hit and 3 blanks. Spending it to re-roll. And there's a lot of pain. Hit and a crit on
2
Riad.
hits and 1 crit.
3 paint. There we go. I think we just spend a focus token to evade all 3. Yep, focus token does not.
Away and focus back.
Spending the focus token. Yeah, there we go. Changing a lot of those to the blanks.
Anti-auto thrusters, I believe that's called.
Anti-thrusters.
And
then Countess Riad firing back at range 1.
Lives to see another shot to the face.
With 11 minutes left in the round.
All right, Riad going for the kill shot on the defender here. And I see lots of paint. I think those
looks
are
like
all
natural hits right there. There's at least 1 blank there, so the defender goes down. There goes
the defender.
2 hits, 2 crits. The first kill for Darrell here. It's unfortunate that it came so late.
Yeah, it was a little bit of bad luck. Definitely, I hate to go back to it, but forgetting about Vessery's target lock on that ion cannon.
Now, let's take a look at this. Because there is 10 minutes left in the round. If Darrell kills 1 more ship, he can win on time.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think he's going to be able to swing it, though. Here's the accuracy corrector from the tie advance. And here, Riad does still have an evade token, so she only needs 1 evade result to come out of this alive, and there it is.
Spending the evade token. Right, so if you think that... So if Darrell does indeed try to play the clock with 10 minutes left, who do you think his target should be?
Well, I think...
I think the bomber.
I think the bomber is probably the easiest target.
Right.
For sure.
But we also have to consider with number of rounds a factor here, who's closest and most easily accessible.
Yeah, from there I would say that Zeta Leader is going to be the easiest to get shots on, but not the easiest to get hits through.
Oh, absolutely not. With that comm relay,
yeah,
she can tank just as well as Riad does. It has to be the TIE Advanced or the TIE Bomber, and I think the TIE Bomber is the easier one to take down.
Yeah, I think the bomber with no shields, you have the chance for some real lucky crits, and it also has the least agility on the board.
Right. Now, he does have to get a little bit lucky here in that none of those ships die both on 1 hull, but this does mean that he has an out.
Yeah, he definitely has a chance.
Now, that TIE Bomber is going to hit the rock next turn. I think he's going to take a 3 hard turn up towards Pilot left to try to get those homing missiles off against Omega Leader or set up for one of those types of shots. He is going to hit the rock, and if Riad K turns, if and when Riad K turns, she'll get that shot off. Here comes the TIE Advance doing a 1 bank off to the left, obviously trying to catch Riad out.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, and that could, I don't think there's any way he takes down that bomber in 1 round,
right?
Which means that this very well could be it.
And the other consideration he has to keep in mind is that none of his ships can die if he wants to play the clock. He has to keep both of them alive and kill one of Jim's ships. It still could be, I mean, he's got 8 minutes and 30 seconds to do it, so it's coming down. He has to play fast if he wants to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, so there's the moving through the rock with a crit.
Critical hit.
Onto the TIE Bomber there, and that crit is...
Let's get
can
the
we get our
dice
dice
cam
cam? Oh, we are... Yeah, waiting to see what our crit is. Can we get
weapons
failure?
We can't hear you when you're not talking into the mic.
That's true. My mom is not talking into the mic, Adam. Here
All
we
right.
have what looks like a 3
straight to K turn there. Absolutely the correct maneuver. We get the evade. We focus and push for the target lock against, I would assume, the TIE Bomber, especially now that he's been crit. The Rock doing a little bit of Jim's work for him.
Well,
not Jim's work. Darrell's work for it. Excuse me.
Hindering Jim's work, really.
Gets the evade. We will focus. We'll push for the target lock. He's got to do it quickly. We're burning seconds here. Burning seconds, agonizing on actions. Got to play by your gut when the clock is getting low. Nobody wants to hear that. We have 7 minutes and 9 seconds left in the round here at the Walker Classic 2017.
There's the focus and a push
barrel
to
roll.
Barrel roll away. All right.
It looks like he's trying to arc dodge, but he's not going to be able to accomplish that.
Yeah. So, that could
an interesting choice there, especially since that TIE Advance is evaded.
Yeah. So I think that barrel roll might do him in.
I mean, he's on the back foot right now, so he has to get some luck.
Here's the bank coming in.
I just don't think that barrel roll is the right choice of action.
No,
I don't think
so either. Yep, there's the 2 bank from Zeta Leader taking a target lock on Riad for future use. And finally, we have Omega Leader coming in with a 3 hard turn.
It looks like a 3 bank.
And Omega Leader finally allowed to take a real people action.
Which will be to barrel roll. That's extremely dangerous if he's in range of that. If he's in range of that homing missile, which I think that he is, that Darrell's Omega Leader is, then this game could be over this round.
Yeah, this might be it.
Really,
going
really
after
trying
Zeta
for the shot.
Leader here, an interesting.
He absolutely has
we
it.
have a shot on Zeta Leader. I think you would also have a shot on that Tempest. I'm not sure.
I think he'll be out of range there on the Tempest, but we have
we got
one hit
one
out at range 3, which is not what he needs. I mean, sometimes you've got to take...
I see at least 1 paint.
And he can't even juke that down. He doesn't have the evade token here. Sometimes you have to go for the Hail Marys, but that's not the Hail Mary to take.
No, it definitely could have waited 1 more round in order to charge up that comm relay.
And we
Here's
have a
the range
1 on the Tempest Squadron pilot from Countess Riad. She could get just as lucky as she got last round, but indeed this time she doesn't. We'll spend that focus in order to put 2 hits towards the Tempest Squadron pilot. Rolling for evades, and we have 1 evade, spend the evade token, and nothing will go through. And here comes the pilot skill 2s on Jim's side. I think we're going to see that last homing missile there.
All right. Here
there it is. There's the homing missile.
Shot obstructed at Omega Leader.
Now it's debatable whether or not the not barrel rolling would have been able to keep him out of range, because that range would have been super close. But at the same time, he would have an evade action.
Yeah,
or something
I
to take
think
it. Now, this
I think
is a
the evade
3-dice
would have been
homing
the choice,
missile
and
because of the weapon's
hits.
failure. So he has 4 chances, but he only dodges 1. 2 damage onto Omega Leader, and that is the end of our favorite TIFO.
Yep, that is the end of Omega Leader, and unfortunately, I think the end of Darrell's chances.
Right, now he just doesn't have enough time in 4 minutes to focus fire 2 ships down. There's just no way.
Yeah.
3 minutes 50 seconds here.
Yep, indeed. So looks like we are. What are we doing? Yeah, we got the range 1 from the Tempest.
Who still has a target lock, which I think he's going to use.
Can you target lock, and then if you don't like those
Yes,
results,
you
still
can.
accuracy corrector? Yeah, so probably spending that target lock.
Yep. Although it looks
just
like
using
he's
the
just
accuracy
going to
corrector
correct it.
right off the bat.
For 2, I mean, that might be all he needs. If
Yeah,
Riad
very well
blanks
could be.
out, I see
I see
one
enough.
evade and then spend that token. So Riad stays alive for 1 more round. It looks like Darrell's just going to shake hands with Jim here. 3 minutes left. He also realizes that he can't win this game.
Yeah.
He can't pull this game out. So